Welcome to the 2020 Mountain View High School graduation. We are honored to host this year's commencement ceremony for our students, their guests, and our staff. The year 2020 is the 90th anniversary of the Clint Independent School District and the 28th graduating class from Mountain View High School. This year's graduation is a special event due to the challenges that have arisen this year, but our students have overcome many barriers to be here today. We are honored to recognize their accomplishments and proud to be able to issue their diplomas for their hard work and dedication. Opening our ceremony is Dr. Juan I. Martinez, Clint ISD Superintendent, followed by the Mountain View High School Principal, Robert Trejo. Following our administration, the commencement banner will be carried by Jason Carrillo, who will lead our graduation program. Behind him will be Federico Flores, who will carry the ceremonial mace. Conveying scholarship, confidence, and triumph, the Clint ISD ceremonial mace symbolizes the governing authority and integrity of the Board of Trustees. The district seal, boldly mounted atop the staff, symbolizes that the board is the custodian of excellence in learning and scholarship for all Clint ISD students. The mace is a reminder of the commitment of the Board of Trustees to provide the finest education and scholarly opportunities for our students. After Federico, Sidney Gonzalez, and Stephanie Rubio will carry the campus and district gonfalons, adding pride and dignity to this event. Will Mountain View High School graduates please rise as we begin the commencement ceremony with the representatives of the 2020 graduating class.
Please direct your attention to the video screen as our district honor choir performs the national anthem and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and Texas Pledge presented by your Student Council President, Ms. Natalie De La Rosa.
Oh, say, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets declared bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. You may be seated. Ms. Natalie De La Rosa, our Student Council President, will give the student welcome to the Lobo class of 2020.
Good evening, Lobo community. And to our loved ones watching from home, we wish you were here. We wanted to start off by thanking our families for everything they have done to get us here today. We would also like to thank Clint ISD and our administration for everything they have done despite the given circumstances. We knew our district wouldn't settle for a virtual graduation. Thank you, Mr. Trejo, for going above and beyond for the class of 2020. Class of 2020, let's take a trip down memory lane. The first day of our freshman year, we all got lost. Our freshman year consisted of crazy projects in Ms. Oblowski's class that left us smelling like vinegar for days. Our sophomore year was one of the more normal years, except when Neff would do parkour during class. Junior year, Mrs. Casas would say, I can do whatever I want. But let's not forget when Mr. Trejo became our principal, and all we could think about was how much he looked like DJ Khaled. Our senior year started with the sunrise on a cloudy day. We vividly remember Ms. Diaz reminding us that a rainbow signifies good luck. In another interpretation, pointing at a rainbow means bad luck. So we just want to know, who pointed at the rainbow? Class of 2020. None of us knew that March 6th would be the last day of our senior year. It was the last day we got to walk the hallways of Mountain View High School. This pandemic taught us that we need to cherish every little moment, like every football game, every practice, every time entering the cafeteria, or simply walking to class. Our senior year definitely did not go as we expected it to go, but we have made wonderful memories. For example, being the first class to being a by-district championship for football, being by-district championships for girls basketball and volleyball, having 8 students qualify to the international competition for HOSA, and having state qualifiers for cross-country, just to name a few of our accomplishments. To all the other sports that did not get to finish this season, just remember, we were champions already, we just did not get the chance to pick up our trophies. Class of 2020, we did not want to do a cliche speech, but we leave with this message. Remember that this milestone is just the beginning to our bright futures. Today when we leave the stadium, we want you to know that you have to be a master asker, meaning never take no as your first answer. Don't let your race, ethnicity, or skin color define who you are. This pandemic has taught us that we never know what the future holds, because everything can change overnight. Remember that we helped put Mountain View High School on the map, but we will always be the best high school in West Texas. May God bless you always, and like Mr. Mota would say, your class president and STICO president out.
Thank you, Ms. Natalie De La Rosa, great leader in our class of 2020. Good afternoon. My name is Robert Trejo, and I'm blessed to be the principal at Mountain View High School and to be a part of Clint ISD. It is with great honor that I introduce our special guest today. With us this evening are board members of the Clint Independent School District, Ms. Arlene Parada, President, Ms. Claudia Perez, First Vice President, Mr. Arturo Rocky Cruz, Second Vice President, Mr. James Pendle, Secretary, Ms. Mary Macias, Member, and Mr. Jaime Lopez, Member. Also, Dr. Juan Martinez, Superintendent of Schools. We also want to thank our cabinet members who throughout the years have been there to guide and support the Lobos with all the Mountain View accomplishments. We recognize Mr. Littlejohn, our Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Curriculum and Instructing, who with his leadership and guidance helped make all this possible. I would also like to thank our two assistant principals for their leadership throughout the school year. Mr. Martin Mota, woo! And Mr. Jeffrey Kimball. Our students could not have accomplished their journey without the guidance and support from their counselors, Ms. Norma Dominguez, Ms. Cristina Flores, and our college career counselor, Ms. Brenda Reda. I know we are missing many of our Lobo faculty here with us tonight, but they are watching at home and they are proud to see you graduate today. Let's give them a round of applause. Last but not least, we want to recognize our senior class sponsors, Ms. Diaz and Ms. Carrion, for all their work, dedication, and commitment to the class of 2020. Dr. Martinez, cabinet, members of the board, families of the graduates, thank you for being here and supporting the senior class of 2020. I would like to thank all the parents, guardians, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins, all family members of the graduates, for allowing us to be a part of your sons and daughters' education and lives for the last 12 years. Dr. Martínez, miembros del gabinete y mesa directiva, familias de los graduados, gracias por estar aquí apoyando a la clase de graduados de 2020. Me gustaría agradecer a todos los padres, abuelitos, tíos, tías, primos, primas y a todos los familiares de los graduados por permitirnos como educadores hacer sido parte de la vida de ellos por los últimos 12 años. Graduates, please join me in a round of applause for your family members in attendance and watching from home that have supported you along the way in this journey. Gracias por acompañarnos en este momento. At this time, I would like to introduce one of our assistant principals, Mr. Mota, as he will announce our Lobo Awards, scholarship recipients, and top 10 seniors.
The Lobo Awards are a way to honor seniors at graduation that have one or many of these qualities: overcome adversity, displayed courage, success, and are leaders of the pack. This award is not based on academic merit, but it is a testament to a student's dedication to their school. The students will be shared on the school website with a description why they were selected. When I call your name, please come to the stage to pick up your award and remain on stage until all recipients have been recognized. Our first recipient is Ms. Nicole Estrada. Our next Lobo Award is presented to Ms. Angela Morales. The next Lobo could not be present, but we recognize Mr. Marcos Duran. Our fourth recipient is Ms. Tyra Peebles. Next, we recognize Mr. Eddie Lazalde. Our next recipient is Ms. Marlene Soto. The seventh recipient of the Lobo Award is Mr. Federico Flores. The next Lobo Award is presented to Ms. Leslie Alvidres. Our ninth recipient is Mr. Joshua Asensio. Lastly, we recognize this leader with the Lobo Award, Ms. Natalie De La Rosa. Let's give our Alpha Lobos a round of applause. Thank you. You may return to your seats. We are proud to announce that the class of 2020 brought in over $12.6 million in scholarship money. At this time, I would like to recognize those students who received the highest amount of scholarships. Please stand to be recognized and remain standing. Ever Dominguez, Jessica Chavez, Irving Langoria, Julissa Rubio, Leslie Alvidres, Sebastian Lopez, and Jesus Rodriguez. These students worked extremely hard in becoming scholarship recipients from a university, trade school, and military branch. Let's give these students a big round of applause. Way to go, Lobos. We would like to recognize the students who graduated in the top 10% of the class. Each of these students received a white cord and are in silver and white. Students in the top 10%, please stand to be recognized. Thank you, students. You may be seated. The top 10 graduating seniors of the class of 2020 will now be acknowledged. Each student received a gold cord representing this prestigious honor of being in the top 10. Our salutatorian and valedictorian will be presented with an honor certificate. The valedictorian is also receiving a certificate recognizing her as the highest ranking graduate. As we call your name, please come forward to the stage and remain there until all top 10 are on stage. Names will be read in descending order. Number 10, Diana Sanchez. Parents, Jesus and Lorena Sanchez. Number 9, Daniela Lopez. Mother, Martha Facio. Number 8, Yesenia Guerra. Parents, Gerardo and Rosa Guerra. Number 7, Jason Carrillo. Parents, Maria Carrillo and Adolfo Carrillo. Number 6, Sydney Gonzalez. Parents, Vincent and Anaí Bird. Number 5, Catherine Ray. Parents, Luis and Linda Ray. Number 4, Diego Nevares Hernandez. Parents Arturo Nevares and Sonia Hernandez. Number 3, Hillary Floyd. Parents Pablo Floyd and Claudia de la Torre. Number 2, Ever Dominguez Rodriguez. Parents Jose Dominguez and Ruth Rodriguez. And number 1, Tyra Peebles. Parents Taryn and Annette Peebles. Will the parents of the top 10 seniors please stand and be recognized? Thank you, parents, for all your support and patience. Thank you, top 10. You may be seated. We would like to introduce our second highest ranking graduate with a GPA of a 99.061. Our salutatorian, Mr. Ever Dominguez Rodriguez, will deliver his speech. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Buenas tardes a todos. Good evening to everybody in this incredible audience. As many of you may know, I'm Ever Dominguez, the salutatorian of the class of 2020. For me, this is a big accomplishment, but I know I couldn't do it without the help and support of many people that had crossed my path. Family, friends, teachers, etc. That's why I would like to thank everyone. Especialmente quiero agradecer a mis padres por apoyarme con todas sus fuerzas, ya que sin ellos no podría estar aquí. No pudiera haber logrado nada de lo que he hecho ahora y probablemente no sé dónde estuviera o qué pudiera hacer. Gracias. Class of 2020, please join me for a round of applause in appreciation to our parents that without them, we would not be here today. Today marks the end of our lives as being Lobos, the end of a chapter. We're going to face what life really has for us. And in this road, we'll face many obstacles. These obstacles will try to halt our progress towards success. These people, these obstacles, they will do anything in their power to stop you, make you think their way is the only right way, which isn't, because they're wrong. You don't need them. You're going to do whatever it takes. You're not going to play by their rules. You're going to play smart. You will prove them wrong. You do anything in your power. And once you succeed, you shut in your faces. And the more they hate you, good. You're proving them that they were wrong. You will prove them that you can do anything. You're going to show them, because I know all of your potential. All of you have such an amazing potential, but these people are just stopping you from it. And you got to show them that you can do better than this. You will show them that you will do better than this. And in these uncertain times, you got to do it. We got to start already. We must stay strong and won't allow anybody to stop us, as we must move forward so we can achieve a better future for all of us. We must keep going together, standing strong and strive to move forward. May you have a good rest of your life. It was great getting to know you guys, honestly. May the class of 2020 never be forgotten.
And now, we would like to recognize our highest ranking graduate. This young lady will graduate with a GPA of 99.476. Ms. Tyra Peebles will now deliver the valedictorian address. Again, we ask that you direct your attention to the screen.
Class of 2020. 2 weeks ago, I watched my cousin celebrate her graduation from her own driveway. While the coronavirus has struck much of the world detrimentally, we too are experiencing its effects on us, fortunately non-lethally. We are fortunate to celebrate our graduation as close to normalcy as we possibly could. And while my cousin's experience is non-traditional, it is unique. Our graduation is unique. In fact, everything we are doing to celebrate the class of 2020 will probably and hopefully never happen again. I don't know if you all watched this, but we had a nationwide graduation on May 16th, where we had celebrities and artists congratulate and celebrate our class. Former President Barack Obama himself gave us the very speech I am doing now. To recap a small part of what Obama stated, if the world gets better, it's going to be up to you. I understand, however, that while he was the once president of this nation, I am your current valedictorian for this class. It's then only fitting that I should give the Mountain View High School class of 2020 a speech of their own. I'll be honest, I've been fretting this moment the moment I found out I was number one in this class. To be really honest, I felt like I was going to faint. I think the only reason I ended up at this podium is because I had a nerdy curiosity to see what a 100 GPA looked like. I was originally just going to ask around and see who had it, but then I figured, why don't I do it? Some of you have mentioned what you wanted to do as your future career throughout our time in high school. I know there are future members of the U.S. military, actors, psychologists, music composers, engineers, animators, football players, and some people who have yet to make up their mind. It's kind of embarrassing, but those of you who have told me what you wanted your future profession to be, I remembered it. I remembered it because I have complete and utter faith in your ability to reach the goals you desire. It's cheesy, I know, but look at me. I'm giving a speech to our entire class, even though I very much want to hide in my room. All because 4 years ago, my dorky self wanted to see if a 100 GPA was a legit thing. Anything is possible. Just set your mind to it and go after it. Now, look at the world around us. It's easy to conclude that life is not easy, nor is it entirely just. Now, whether you become what you plan to become is entirely up to you. Whatever it is, know you are changing the world, because we are the future of tomorrow. We are change. My cousin may not have had a traditional graduation, but we celebrated like it was. Quarantine has kept most of us homebound, but that still hasn't shaken our spirit. Life may have been interrupted, but it hasn't stopped. Life as we obviously see with the world around us is not easy, nor is it entirely right. Fight for what you believe in. Exercise your right to vote. Have faith in yourself. Do what you love. Have a little fun. Life is too short to get pulled down by the bad. We are the class of 2020. We are Lobos. We are the future. So, I guess I'll step down from this podium and go think of a nerdy goal to achieve. And I guess I wasn't afraid of giving a speech. I was afraid of how much I'm going to miss you all.
At this time, Dr. Martinez, our superintendent, will give his address.
Good evening, everybody. How are you, Lobos? First of all, congratulations to the class of 2020. All of us here are very, very proud of each of you. Congratulations, Lobos. Come on, I want to hear some noise from you. Congratulations. Come on, guys. I know it's a different graduation, but we still can make some noise. But before I begin my remarks to you, let me just tell you that I have a special guest with us today. And it has been our tradition now that every graduation we invite a special graduate, an honored graduate of Mountain View High School. And today we have with us a graduate from the class of 2015, and I'm going to ask her to please come to the stage. And she is Alejandra Casas. Alejandra, if you come to the front, please give her a warm welcome. Let me tell you something about Alejandra. Alejandra is a proud Lobo She lives in Montana Vista, and actually her area, and her sister is also she also attends Mountain View High School. Alejandra graduated in 2015, as I said. She graduated in the top 10. She then started mechanical engineering at UTEP in the fall of 2015. She first began working on campus at UTEP in 2016 as an engineering ambassador. Then she went on to gain experience in the engineering field, obtaining her first co-op with Toyota in 2018. Her success in the classroom, her work ethic, has allowed her to keep working for great companies such as Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Cummins, and Boeing. Alejandra was also part of several organizations on campus, such as the Engineering Student Leadership Council, serving as operations chair, and served as the vice president for the Society of Women in Engineers. She also did her senior project for the Aerospace Boeing program and had the opportunity to work along with students from the University of Washington, Clemson University, and BYU. Alejandra is part of UTEP's class of 2020. Give her a round of applause. She has just graduated from UTEP as an engineer. So congratulations, Alejandra. We're happy to have you here. But her success doesn't end there. She has now re-enrolled back at the University of Texas at El Paso for a new master's degree in mechanical engineer, and we wish you the very, very best in your new endeavors. So, Alejandra, we have something for you as a token of our appreciation for being here with us today. So please give our former Lobo, once a Lobo, always a Lobo, and she is here today as an honor graduate. We are so proud of you. We are so happy for you. And Lobos, why is she here? As I said, we invite an honor graduate. When you graduate from high school, what happens afterwards? What you see here, that's what we expect of all of you. Just like Alejandra has accomplished. A future engineer, well, actually an engineer now. And she hasn't even had her graduation yet because obviously of the situation now, but we are extremely proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. And of course, it's an honor to have you here. Congratulations. Thank you. Queridos padres, familiares y amigos de los graduados, hoy es un momento muy especial. La verdad es que no sabíamos si tendríamos una graduación o no. Pero hicimos todo el esfuerzo posible para tener una linda graduación, teniendo en consideración las emergencias de salud, siguiendo las reglas del condado y la ciudad del Paso. Y no sabíamos si íbamos a tener o no una graduación, como dije, pero agradezco a la mesa directiva que nos da siempre el apoyo de tener lo mejor para sus hijos. De hecho, Natalie, you were correct. We were not going to settle for a virtual graduation. Where are you, Natalie? There she is. When they told me we were going to have a graduation, drive-by graduation and a virtual graduation, I said, no. They've been sitting in front of a computer for so long, we cannot have a graduation in front of a computer. So I want to thank our school board for allowing us to be crazy enough to have this type of graduations for you. So what happened here with the weather, don't blame it on us, that's the weather. So we did the best we could, and guess this is a beautiful venue for you. So I want to thank our board president again, Ms. Arlene Parada, if you can please stand. Please give her a round of applause again. Quiero agradecer a la señorita Parada, a la señora Claudia Pérez de la mesa directiva, al señor Arturo Cruz, por favor denle su bienvenida también, a la señora Mary Macías, que está acá a su mano izquierda, a Jaime López, representando la mesa directiva también de Montana Vista, Mr. Pendel, por favor, póngase de pie, y el señor Fred Martínez, que no está con nosotros. Les agradecemos su confianza, les agradecemos el apoyo que ustedes han dado al distrito, y más importante, les agradecemos de antemano el apoyo que le han dado sus hijos durante estos últimos años el Mountain View High School. Muchas felicidades a cada uno de ustedes, sus familias y por supuesto a los graduados de la clase 2020. Felicidades a cada uno de ustedes. Graduation is without a doubt the most significant and special moment for you and your families. High school graduation marks the conclusion of a 12-year journey. It is for that reason that at the end of every year, we conclude with a beautiful graduation for you. We take it very seriously, and we take pride in the planning of the ceremony worthy of your accomplishment. For that reason, we began planning the graduation for the following year as soon as the current graduation ends. So last year when I was, it is my custom really to stay at the Don Hoskins Center until everybody has left. The last graduation, I stayed there saying bye to the families and the students and everybody. And I left around 10:30 or later for the last graduation. As I was going home, I was driving on the border highway, and I thought, what is going to be the theme for next school year, next graduation? What am I going to say to the graduates? What are we going to do? I began thinking as I was driving. I was already thinking of you. And then I looked to my left, and I looked up, and I saw that beautiful star up in the mountain. And I thought, perhaps the theme of the graduating class of 2020 should be the stars. And I thought, in many ways, the star on the mountain has become a symbol of our city, a symbol of our community. And then I began to think of the meaning of the stars. Since the day of antiquity, stars on the sky have inspired humanity. They have inspired generations after generations that have seen the stars as symbols of divine guidance and high aspirations. In fact, you know the idiom that we have, reach for the stars. And that's basically what we tell you today, reach for the stars. The dictionary translates it to mean to set one's goals and ambitions very high, to try to attain or achieve something particularly difficult. But then I thought, the star is nothing without its light. And the theme for the graduation class for 2020 was born that moment, light. In fact, if you look at your medallion, you have your medallion that was given to you. Please look at your medallion. And this medallion was given to you on behalf of your school board, on behalf of your teachers, administrators, your parents, and the entire Clint ISD family. The front of the medallion commemorates the 90 years since the inception of our school district. The back side of your medallion commemorates the theme of my message for you today. And it reads, light. That is what I came up with, light. When the theme light was selected, I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you because light throughout history has had a powerful and significance in culture, philosophy, religion, and society in general. Light, for example, has been associated with wisdom, creation, guidance, direction, and with God Himself. Many of the holidays around the world center on the symbolic nature of light. That is true for Hanukkah, Ramadan, Christmas, Tribute of Light in New York City, Symphony of Lights in Hong Kong, and many other festivities around the world. Light means goodness, something new, a new beginning, a new way of life. Many of you have been blessed, students, with a wonderful family who has been with you all along. They have supported you with financially, emotionally, and basically have given you everything you needed. I'm going to tell you, please honor them by doing something remarkable in your life, because you are that light that they see in you. Now, some of you, just like me when I graduated from high school, you were not blessed with a family of mom and dad, the financial stability and the guidance that most children should have. Well, I did not have that. Perhaps you are one of those students. But I'm going to tell you, when I graduated from high school, there was the future looks very grim. Perhaps that is your situation. But let me tell you, I believe all of you have the resiliency, the passion, the grit, the persistence, and the ambition to pursue worthy goals and personal success to accomplish in your life. Carry that light with you, just as we showed you with our honor graduate. What can you accomplish as a graduate of Mountain View High School? Anything you want to accomplish, regardless of your circumstances, because you are the light. When the theme light was selected, I never anticipated that the school year will be turned upside down by a coronavirus. I never anticipated that our school will be closed and school life as we know it will be transformed and possibly for many years to come. In an instant, our lives were transformed. We couldn't go to school anymore. We couldn't go to the stores. We couldn't travel. We couldn't enjoy the sports and band and the end of the year activities as we normally have. Some people have said that 2020 might be remembered for the things that we couldn't do. Others have said that you are the pandemic generation. Not only your lives were interrupted by the pandemic, but sadly, you have witnessed the loss of life all around us. In our community of El Paso County, over 90 people have lost their lives to the pandemic. Some of them with close ties to Clint ISD family. It is with sadness that I have received the news of the passing of some of the people in our community. And for that reason, at this time, may I ask you to have a moment of silence to honor their memory and to pray for the recovery of those who are sick, and to also pray for those people in the hospitals, doctors, nurses, and everyone who is working to make sure that our community is safe and healthy. Can we take a moment of silence, please? Thank you. Thank you. Graduates, we are sending you into a world, as Time magazine puts it, a world in a global crisis. In addition to the pandemic, People magazine describes the recent events in our country and the death of George Floyd as an American tragedy, leaving cities in turmoil and a nation searching for a way forward, close quotes. But personally, I refuse to remember you as a generation pandemic. I refuse to remember your generation surrounded by national tragedy. Rather, we will remember you as a generation of light. For I believe that you will respond to this national tragedy and global health crisis with your goodness, your compassion, your generosity, and your commitment to continue building on the fundamental beliefs in which this country was founded. Let me say that again. I and we will remember you as a generation of light, a generation of thinkers and people of goodness, and compassion and generosity. And more importantly, you will be the generation that will continue to focus on the fundamental beliefs in which this country was founded. According to the Library of Congress, this nation was built on the beliefs that all people are created equal. Yes, all people were created equal. Whether European, Native American, or African American, in our case, or Hispanic, we are all created equal and have the same rights to liberty, free speech, freedom of religion, due process of law, and the freedom to assembly. So yes, you will be remembered as a generation of light. Now, we ask you to go to the different colleges and universities to get a higher education to transform this world and this country into a better place. But if you're joining the military or the workforce, do the same. You be the light, a force for good in anything you do in your future. For the last 2 months, we joined school districts around the state to turn the lights of the football stadiums in your honor. You've seen that. I didn't even know that we would end up doing that when I came up with the idea of light as a theme. But they were turned on your honor. But it did not stop there. Yeah, Natalie, you were right. We will always try to do the very best for you. So tonight and today, the star that you can see, some of you can see it from your seating area, especially in that area. Some of you can see the star up in the mountain. Let me tell you that that star on the mountain tonight is officially lit in your honor, the graduating class of 2020, one more time. So that is your star today. As you go home tonight, look at the beautiful star. And every time you gaze at it, it will remind you of this special moment. Finally, Lobos, let me finish with a paraphrase of a quote written in the book Education, published in 1903. And this is how it reads. But before I read it, I don't know if, Robert, you will give me the permission to do this, but I love that chant, Yo si le voy a los Lobos. How can we not have a graduation with Yo si le voy a los Lobos? Can we do it? Ready? All right, come on. Who's going to lead it? Somebody out here in the front. Who can do it? All right, go ahead and stand up. Go ahead. Ready? Go on, do it. Come on. You can come over here. Let me just disinfect this thing. Oh, well, you can do it from... Come on up here. Let me just get my my hand sanitizer, just for your protection. So let me do this. Yeah, we'll hold it. It should be disinfected, right? All right. Go ahead.
Ready, Lobos? Yo sí le voy a los Lobos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yo sí le voy a los Lobos. Yo sí le voy a los Lobos. Yo sí le voy a los Lobos.
There you go. Thank you for doing that. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Vet. Thank you. Yo sí le voy a los Lobos. How can we not say that? Lobos, you are an incredible class. You are a great class, great kids, and I am confident that as we send you to run this world, we are leaving this world in very good hands. So congratulations, Lobos. Let me read you this final quote. The greatest want of the world is the want of men and women who will not be bought or sold, men and women who in their inmost souls are true and honest, men and women who do not fear to call what is wrong by its right name, men and women whose conscience is as true to duty as a needle to the pole, men and women who will stand for the right though the heavens fall. Lobos, that is you. And you are that kind of people because you are the light. Congratulations, Lobos. May God bless you. And again, congratulations. Thank you.
Dr. Martinez, will you honor us by certifying the Lobo class of 2020?
Thank you, Mr. Mota. Of course, it is my honor. It is truly my honor. Board members and community that is here and those of you watching on television or the computer, it is my honor to certify that the students of the 2020 class of Mountain View High School have successfully completed all required courses set forth by the Texas State Board of Education and the Clint Independent School District Board of Trustees. And therefore, I now officially declare the eligible students in the class of 2020 as graduates of Mountain View High School this 11th day of June 2020. Congratulations, you are officially graduates of Mountain View High School.
We will now begin to award the diplomas to the Lobo graduates of the class of 2020. Reading the names will be our sponsors of the class, Ms. Diaz and Ms. Carrion.
Tyra Renee Peebles. Ever Joaquin Dominguez Rodriguez. Hillary Floyd. Diego Nevares Hernandez. Catherine Samantha Ray. Sydney Andrea Gonzalez. Jason Carrillo. Yesenia Guerra. Daniela Jose Lopez. Diana Karen Sanchez. Carlos Alejandro Acosta. Tessa Jocelyn Aguirre. Adriana Alarcón. Juan Antonio Adalco Ponce. Fabian Alexander Alonso. Leslie Valeria Alvidres Roman. Matthew Alejandro Amaya. Jaime Arianes. Joshua Asensio. Jacqueline Avila. Jose Luis Avila. Selene Avila. Jacqueline Banderas. Raymond Barnes. Julia Pauline Bass. Norma Jushaidi Bencomo Dominguez. Bridget Blanco. Karime Cano. Christian Cardenas. Diego Cardenas. Selma Marisa Carrasco. Michelle Alexandra Carrasco. Yvette Castillo. Crystal Castrejón Hernández. Luis Alonso Castro. Brian Ceniceros. Carolina Chacón. Saúl Eduardo Chaires. Cynthia Zulemi Chaparro Delgado. Eileen Lizette Chavez. Desiree Diane Chavez. Jessica Marie Chavez. Abril Abigail Chavez Martinez. Let me see your name. Brittany Renee Cisneros. Idali Contreras. Alexis Cordero. Suhey Cornejo. Natalie de la Rosa. Stephanie Marie del Toro. Victoria del Vaz Lopez. Adrian Delgadillo Huitron. Denise Dominguez. Cassandra Dominguez. Martha Valeria Duarte Zamora. Nicole Estrada. Yolanda Lizeth Facio. Ricardo Fernandez. Tylee Yesenia Figueroa. Josué Flores. Nora Nicole Flores. Federico Flores III. Lucio Flores Martinez. Samantha Fong. Eduardo Marco Galindo. Joanne Marie Gamboa Flores. Ashley Yadira Garcia. Brisa Jesus Garcia. Okay. Jose Roberto Garcia. Jose Angel Garcia. Luz Elena Garcia. Evelyn Garcia Blanco. Valerie Amber Garza. Alexa Giovanna Gomez. Juliet Nicole Gomez. Nicholas Guillermo Gomez. Jonathan Granados. Kayla Granados. Gabriel Isaac Guerrero Caballero III. Abram Simon Gutierrez. Enise Hernandez. Amanda Lynette Herrera. Isaac Ibarra. Lisbeth Ibarra. David Howdegi. Jocelyn Araceli Jimenez. Raúl Jimenez.
Eddie Josué Lazalde. Irving Javier Longoria Estupinan. Alexis Irene Lopez. Sebastian Lopez. Esmeralda Luján. Isaiah Maciel. Jared Elijah Magallanes. Liberty Marie Maynez Ceniceros. Joanna Manriquez. Cassandra Marceleno. Brandon Marrufo Dominguez. Aaron Martinez. Adrian Martinez. Andrea Martinez. Brandon Isaiah Martinez. Joanne Martinez. Crystal Nicole Martinez. Richard Jesus Martinez. Valerie Ashley Martinez. Esmeralda Eden Martinez de la Rosa. Evelyn Vianney Medina. Aaron Morales. Angela Giselle Morales. Celeste Giselle Muñoz. Delilah Muñoz. Jacob Muñoz. Jeremiah Navarrete. Isabel April Nevares. Hector Nevares Romero. Angela Michelle Nino. Stephanie Lisbeth Ogas. Magali Olivares. Nadia Giselle Olivas. Tiffany Amber Olivas. Rodrigo Ortega. Ashley Marie Ortiz. Yaire Alexandra Ortiz. Sofía Otero. Joshua Pacheco. Juan Carlos Pérez Jr. Kishan Michael Ponce. Brandon Ramirez. Melody Melissa Ramos. Devin Alexander Renteria. Jimena Giselle Renteria. Ariana Arlet Rios. Joanna Alejandra Rivera. Natalie Michelle Rivera. Jesús Manuel Rivera. Joana Rodríguez. Melvin Rodríguez. Jocelyn Rodríguez. Carlos Rodríguez Rodríguez. Jesús Ignacio Rodríguez Jr. Ángel Rojas. Daniel Rojas. Yadira Alejandra Rojas. Javier Rosales. Stephanie Noemí Rubio. Julissa Michelle Rubio Carrión. Kimberly Giovanna Rubio Zavala. Eric Isael Salazar. José Antonio Salazar Jr. Leslie Salazar Bayona. Gerson Sánchez. Joshua Sánchez. April Marlene Santos. Efraín Solís. Lisbeth Solorzano. Brianna Soto. Marlene Soto. Natalie Tame. Jasmine Cristal Trejo. Armando Ureña. Alberto Aarón Valenzuela Jr. Viviana Noemí Vargas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present the Mountain View High School class of 2020. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, we will conclude with my closing remarks. One thing that we can agree on that we have learned from this pandemic is that nothing replaces human interaction and connection. In a heartbeat, I would trade all the Zoom meetings I've had these last 2 months for one last pep rally at the school. Our pep rallies are legit. Algo en lo que podemos estar de acuerdo es que hemos aprendido que en esta pandemia nada reemplaza la conexión y interacción humana. En un segundo yo cambiaría todas las juntas a través de Zoom que he tenido los últimos 2 meses por una última asamblea de celebración en nuestra escuela, porque nuestras asambleas son auténticas. One of the biggest challenges of this experience has been the removal of social and life experiences that come with ending a senior year in a traditional way. You have just gone through a process that will forever change the way you think and connect with life. I know that for a moment, it might seem like this is a bad thing. You might feel like you were robbed. You might feel like it's not fair. And it might leave you asking, why was this placed in our paths? Well, the answer is simple, because you are the chosen class. This is a class full of leaders, visionaries, fighters, believers, and never has a class been asked to step into the future with all the obstacles that you have faced until now. Uno de los mayores retos de esta experiencia ha sido la ausencia de todas las experiencias sociales y personales que trae consigo la culminación del último año de preparatoria de manera tradicional. Ustedes han pasado por un proceso que por siempre cambiará la manera de pensar y conectar con la vida. Yo sé que por un momento puede parecer que es algo malo, pueden sentir que fueron robados, que no es justo y pueden preguntarse por qué fue puesto esto en nuestro camino. La respuesta es simple, porque esta es la clase elegida, una clase llena de líderes, visionarios, luchadores y creyentes. Nunca a ninguna clase se le ha pedido hacer frente al futuro con todos los obstáculos que ustedes afrontan ahora. I hope that as educators, we have given you the gift of inspiration to say, you know what, no matter what, and fill in the blank with whatever your situation is, I can do it despite that. I will do it despite that, and I will persevere. And you might make mistakes, but never make the mistake of not learning from those mistakes. Question, have the courage to interrogate reality, connect authentically, and ask, what am I supposed to learn from this? Espero que como educadores los hayamos inspirado para decir, no importa, y ustedes llenen el blanco con su circunstancia, no importa, de todos modos lo voy a hacer. Yo persistiré. Y pueden cometer errores, pero nunca cometan el error de no aprender de esos errores. Indaguen, tengan el valor de interrogar la realidad, conectarse auténticamente y preguntarse, ¿qué se supone que debo aprender de esto? On any given moment, as you're looking ahead, envisioning whatever lofty goal you have set for yourself, if you find yourself discouraged, tired, afraid, facing a multitude of obstacles, and you're about to give up, don't you dare. Instead, remember that you're a Lobo, and how, because the Lobos will be heard, MVHS will always be your den, and you are more than capable of achieving your dreams. En cualquier momento, mientras miran hacia el futuro, visualizando cualquier meta grandiosa que se hayan propuesto, y se encuentran desolados, cansados, con miedo, encarado una multitud de obstáculos y están a punto de darse por vencidos, no se atrevan. Recuerden que son lobos y aúllen, porque los lobos serán escuchados. Mountain View High School siempre será su cueva y ustedes son más de capaces de alcanzar sus metas. To my Lobos, I'm going to end it with this. I will bet on you anywhere, any day, porque yo sí le voy a los Lobos. Congratulations, class of 2020. Lobos, once again, congratulations, and at this time, move your tassel to your left, signifying that you are now officially the class of 2020 of Mountain View High School.
This is the conclusion of the Mountain View High School graduation ceremony. We will be escorting the graduates off the field. For the safety of our graduates, we ask that you remain seated until you have been asked by the ushers and security to exit. On behalf of the Mountain View High School administration, faculty, and staff, and Clint Independent School District, we thank you for joining us this evening. We ask you to keep practice social distancing as you exit the stadium. Graduates, Dr. Martinez and Mr. Trejo will escort you off the field. Congratulations, class of 2020! And enjoy your fight song one last time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the coordinated and orderly exiting of ticketed guests from the ballpark. Please make note of what section you are in. And we are beginning with the first group of guests to leave the ballpark. Those sections are 107, 112, 113, and 118. Again, if you are in sections 107, 112, 113, or 118, you may leave the stadium now.